Hello and welcome back to Voices of the Future. I am Farida.
And I'm Mira. Today we are talking about how education works across all 36 states of Nigeria. And we have a very special guest with us.
That's right, Dr. Leo Ebenezer, the Director of Education at the Nigerian Governors Forum, is here to answer our questions about schools, policies, and how governors are working to make our education better for all of us.
We will also play our fun game, Pick from the Basket, and end with One Word, One Wish. So let's get started.
Dr. Leo, welcome to Voices of the Future. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you.
We had a great time chatting with you earlier, and now we're excited to dive into the big questions.
Dr. Leo, you work with governors from all 36 states. How do you help them make education better in their different states?
The Nigerian Governors Forum is the forum of the 36 state governors and by extension the 36 states governments. So we have the forum, the 36 state governors, and we have the secretariat made up of the staff. There the staff were made up of departments who will do the technical and the policy aspect to ensure that the governors and their team in their respective states can be able to implement government policies. Because we run a federation, it is very important to understand that sometimes most of the policies are made at the national level, and then the implementation, especially with respect to education, are done at the state level. So we have to look at the policies made in the education sector. The National Council on Education is the highest policy-making body in the country. It's made up of the ministers and the 36 state commissioners of education and the FCT Education Secretariat. So when policies are made, the implementation of those policies are done at the state level.
Sir, some states do well in education, while others struggle. What are the biggest challenges governors face when trying to improve schools?
Sometimes we say some states do well, others don't, others struggle, but the challenge is that most of the states, or almost all the states, are doing well in education. But first thing you have to understand is we have fiscal imbalance in the states. What do I mean by that? Some states have an increased revenue from both the internally generated revenue and the statutory allocation coming from the federal government. So some states will allocate more resources to the education sector. Other states with not much buoyant fiscal balance may not be able to locate the kind of revenue that they are supposed to allocate or budgetary provisions to the education sector. But overall, I can say that the states are doing very well. They're trying to address the myriad of challenges in the education sector. And in education we have different layers: basic, senior secondary, technical vocational education and training, and tertiary institutions. You might see some states emphasizing more on higher education and some emphasizing more on basic education. But overall, I can tell you, based on the analysis of the budget and what the states are doing, states are trying. There are some that don't have much money to invest in the education sector, but the little they have, they are also trying to invest and trying to assist and address the challenges in the education sector.
How do you make sure children in Lagos get the same quality education as children in Sokoto or Enugu? What does Nigerian Governors Forum do to ensure fairness?
Yeah, when you talk about fairness with respect to education, again, you're here at Universal Basic Education. There is the 2004 UBEC Act, Universal Basic Education Act, and that says that every child, boy or girl, should have access to education. So what we just do is to make sure that every child, every Nigerian child should go to school and acquire the same level of education. And the policies in education, all the policies are made at the central level, and the states will just have to domesticate and implement. So the UBEC Act, for example, emphasized the need for pre-compulsory universal basic education for every child. So what we do is to ensure through advocacy, make sure that every boy child, every girl child in all the states of the federation have the opportunity not just to go to school, but to also acquire quality education in the school system, in the teaching and learning process.
Sir, we've heard about different education policies in different states. How do you help governors create policies that really help students like us?
For basic education, for example, when these policies are formulated, the states, once they are approved at the National Council on Education, it is now the duty of the state to implement these policies. But you can't implement without domesticating. So you have to domesticate and implement. So what we'll do is to facilitate that process of domestication and implementation, and ensure that every state, once the policy is made in the education sector, understands the policy, domesticates the policy, and implements the policy. And we do a follow-up to ensure that these policies that are made for the purpose of addressing issues or challenges in the education sector are not just implemented, but we see to their implementation in the real sense of it. An outcome, a feedback is always given so that people will see that the policies that are being formulated are implemented for the good of the kids.
Sir, how do you encourage governors to invest more money in education, especially when they have many other important things to spend on?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. So we encourage them first by ensuring that a certain percentage is allocated to the education sector. We have a global benchmark, the UNESCO global benchmark of 15% allocated to the education sector. So the first thing we do is advocacy to ensure that the states allocate at least 15% of their budgetary provision to the education sector. Some states are even allocating more than 30-35% to the education sector. Investing in education is not just a fundamental right for the community, the society. It is something that has to be done as a necessary thing to be done.
Welcome back, and don't forget, this is Voices of the Future. Sir, we know some children in Nigeria still don't go to school, especially girls in some areas. How are you working with governors to make sure every child gets to learn?
And so we started by launching the International Conference on Girl Child Education last year. So the Conference on Girl Child Education was meant to carry out a girl child education project across the 36 states. So we established and they unveiled girl child education ambassadors, 37 of them, 36 states and the FCT, and we are recruiting girl child education volunteers, advocates across the 774 local government. The expectation is that we're going to have at least 1,000 from each of the local governments purely on advocacy. So they will be able to set up a community of practice, girl child education community of practice, and engage all the stakeholders across the different local governments so that they will be able to support not just the girl child but the boy child in the provision of infrastructure. And the project will also take care of what we call school ownership. Each of the political office holders or appointed government officials and key stakeholders in the education sector and then in the community, the expectation is we want to ensure that we address the out of school children challenge by bringing boy child and girl child who have not gotten access to the school system back to school, and supporting them by providing them with uniform, by providing them with education materials and some incentive to ensure that the parents allow them to go to school.
Alright, it's time for Pick from the Basket.
We will take turns asking fun questions that you pick at random. Ready?
Yes.
Sir, please kindly pick a question from this basket and read it out loud.
Yeah. What's one thing you wish all Nigerian children could experience in school? I think the experience I wish Nigerian children to have in school is impactful learning. If you go to school without learning, and you come back home, you will just be going to school for nothing. What did you learn? What have you been able to acquire today? He or she should be able to express himself or herself, either in the native language or either in English language, that we learned this today, and then that should make an impact in the life of that child.
Before we wrap up, let's play one word, one wish.
You will say a word and you say the first thing that comes to your mind. Then share one wish you have for Nigerian peoples. Deal?
Deal.
A word. Future.
Education for all, being the responsibility of all. I wish that in the future, every boy child and girl child in this country should have access to education, basic and quality education, so that is the responsibility of every parent, caregivers, government at all levels to invest massively in education and ensure that no child is left behind, whether the parents are unable to help facilitate his or her education. It should be the responsibility of governments at all levels to ensure that every boy child, girl child acquire or have access to quality education for the good of the society. Thank you.
For me, if I heard the word future, I think about my future. And I wish we have better teachers in the future.
Sir, as for me, when I hear the word future, I think about education. And my wish is, in the future, I wish there is a more better way for learning for all child and for all adults.
I agree with both of you. The future should be bright for every boy child and girl child. The future should be a future where everybody look up to the future for success, for knowledge, for impact, and to contribute to nation building. And that success can only come if we invest in the education of the boy child and the girl child presently. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Leo, for joining us today. We have learned so much about education.
Thank you too. Thank you for having me.
To everyone listening, remember, education is the key to our future. Stay curious, stay hopeful.
And remember, education is not about building and books, it's about us learners.
Catch you next time on Voices of the Future. Bye!